Okay, dear students, welcome to this 7th session on the topic of projectiles. So, in the last session, we have completed the theory of projectiles, some part of theory like deriving the expressions for time of flight, maximum height and range, and then some few conceptual problems we have solved. Okay. So that is what we discussed, and I told you to by heart those expressions. Those are very important. Okay. So now in today's session I would like to solve some more problems on this level to level projectile. Okay. And then once we finish solving these problems, in the next session I would like to start horizontal projectile. Okay, students, horizontal project, that means projectile or a ball projected from a top of a tower, either horizontally or at an angle, or at an angle downwards, at an angle upwards or at an angle downwards. That's called as horizontal projectile. Okay, and once we finish that one, next we'll start maybe next video projectiles on an inclined plane. Okay, and then afterwards we'll start the relative motion. Okay, students, so let us start today's session. In this problem, that is first problem, okay, I am covering all the, this is the first problem, students. I am covering all the problems that can be asked in the projectile in one single problem. Okay, in this everything is covered. So if you understand this one problem, you can solve almost all problems in this projectile on level to level projectile. Okay. So here there are 1 A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So now let us see how to find out each one, how to solve each one. Okay. Please pay attention, students. This is very important. Okay. So here there is a ball which is projected with some initial velocity u is equal to 10 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees. Okay. Now you are asked to find out first one, A, time of flight, maximum height, range. B, velocity after 1 second. C, time when it reaches half of maximum height. D, the minimum magnitude of velocity throughout its projectile motion. When and where does it happen? Next, angle made by velocity with horizontal when the magnitude is 9 meters per second. Find also the time taken. And last one, time at which the velocity vector will be perpendicular to initial velocity vector. So if you can understand how to solve these problems, then you can solve almost all problems, students. So that's why in one problem I am covering all problems. Okay, so if you thoroughly understand how to find how we are applying, okay, concepts and all in to these questions, now if you understand this one, then you can easily solve for the any question which you what you call in either in booklet or in exam or anywhere. Okay, so let us start from the first one. Okay, so I'm going to solve it in new slides. Okay, so first one is time of flight, maximum height and range. Initial velocity is 10 meters per second and initial angle is 37 degrees. Okay, students, so I'm going to solve. So first one, time of flight, h max and range. Okay, initial were 10 meters per second and this one. So I'm going to solve with this one. First part, A. Okay, so we are given, this is the initial velocity 10 meters per second. A ball is projected with an speed of 10 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees. Okay, so now what will happen? It will follow a projectile path like this and then fall. Okay, so now in this they are asking first one, time of flight, second one, h max, and third one, range. So these are all what you call, we have standard formulas, and these standard formulas are applicable only for level to level projectile. Okay, students, level to level projectile. Okay, so now let us solve first one. Okay, so first one is time of flight. What is the formula for time of flight, students? What is the formula for time of flight? T is equal to 2u sine theta by g, and theta is the angle made with the horizontal, please remember. So 2 into what is u, 10 meters per second, into sine 37, I told you to by heart these values, okay, by 10, okay. G you take approximately 10, okay. So for MPC students already you know, because trigonometry has started. For BPC students, please by heart these values, okay. This chapter some part of trigonometry will be included, so I'll tell accordingly whenever is required, okay. For MPC students anyway trigonometry is covered, so for them it may be easy, okay. But for BPC students, please learn trigonometry in the sense that whatever I am teaching, that you learn, okay. So 10, so 2 into what is sine 37, 3 by 5, cos 37, to remember these values I told you one triangle, okay. 37, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, please remember this one. Sine 37 is 3 by 5, sine means opposite by adjacent, okay. So that is equal to 6 by 5 seconds. Next, what is the maximum height? What is the formula, students? U square sine square theta by 2g. What is u? 10. 10 square means 100 into sine square theta. Sine theta is how much? 3 by 5. So sine square theta means 9 by 25 into 1 by 2 into 2g, no, divided by 10. So that is equal to 1 0 will get cancelled, 2 5s and 5 5s. So that is equal to 9 by 5 meters. Very important. Next one, range. What is the formula? What is the formula for range? U square sine 2 theta by g. That is equal to u square, again 10 square 100 into sine 2 theta, sine into 2, what you call 2 into sine of 2 into 37. Instead of calculating this value, better is always, we know standard value of what you call sine 2 theta. I can write sine 2 theta as what, students? I told you these formulas. Sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta into cos theta, because by this I can, theta is how much here? 37. So therefore sine 2 theta is equal to sine 37 cos 37. Sine 37 cos 37 anyway we know. So in that sense I am using this formula. It's very easy. So into 2 into sine 37, that is how much? 3 by 5 into cos 37, 4 by 5 divided by what you call g10. So that is equal to 110 will get cancelled. So 5 2s, 2 2s 4, 4 4 16, 16 3s 48 divided by 5 is meters. This is the range. So that means from here to here the distance covered is 48 by 5 meters, okay. And the distance what you call maximum height is equal to 9 by 5 meters, okay students. And time of flight to reach the ground is 6 by 5 seconds, okay students. So anyway, so this is the first part, okay. Now let us go to the second part. What is the second part, students? So these are the answers: 6 by 5, 9 by 5 and 48 by 5. Next, find velocity after 1 second. Find velocity after 1 second, okay students. So now this I'll explain, okay. So find velocity after 1 second. Now this is the B part, velocity after 1 second, okay. Now actually for the total time of flight we already calculated 6 by 5, that means how much? Actually 1.2 seconds. Now we want, that means the time taken from here to here is 1.2 seconds. Now we want velocity at some time 1 second, okay. So velocity at 1 second we have to calculate, okay. So how to calculate, let us see, okay. So there is a standard procedure. So whenever they are asking to find out velocity after some time, this is the standard procedure. Please pay attention, students. So now let us say this is the projectile, okay. Let us say we are throwing the ball with u is equal to 10 meters per second, and because of this let us say the path of the projectile is like this, okay. Now angle given is how much here? This angle is 37 degrees, okay. So now as this is the, let us say, origin, okay. So now let us see, students, okay. So now as it is going like this at 1 second we want the velocity, okay, and we don't know at 1 second where it is. So let us say it starts from O and goes like this, I don't know. I may let us assume that this is the point A, where at that point the velocity at that point the time taken is 1 second. Okay, let us say I don't know actually the total time I know. Let us say O A B, O to B, for reaching B I know 6/5, that means 1.2 second. But at 1 second where it is I don't know. So I am assuming, let us say at point A it is. So that means the time taken for this motion, is 1 second. Okay students. So at that point I want the velocity. I want the velocity means you have to draw the tangent. Correct or not? In 2 dimension, velocity at any point on the curve is always obtained by drawing a tangent at that point. So I have drawn a tangent. So let us say this is the velocity v. Okay, I want. Okay. Now this velocity will have 2 components. One is x component, another one is y component. Correct or not students? One is x component and one is y component. So let us say this is vx and let us say this is vy. Okay. Now we don't know how much angle it is here anyway. Okay, we don't know how much angle. We know only that the time taken from here to here is 1 second. That much only I know. Okay. Now let us use the concepts of projectiles. What we learned in projectiles. In projectiles we learned that the horizontal component of velocity will always remain constant. Correct or not students? The horizontal component of velocity will always remain constant. Now here at the initial point, now this is the velocity 10 meters per second which has got components. Correct or not? Which has got components. What are the components students here? What are the components? This is one component and this is another component. Okay. This is called as ux and this is called as uy. Okay. So now this ux, okay, now this ux, now we are going to resolve in x direction and in y direction. Okay. This is the standard step. Correct or not students? Always remember, whenever projectile path means we always have to resolve into 2 directions. And let us say this side we consider as positive and this side is considered as positive. Upward is positive. Okay. So this sign convention we have to take anyway. Now initial velocity in x direction is equal to u cos theta. That is equal to 10 into cos 37. 10 cos 37. 10 into 4 by 5. So that means 8 meters per second. Correct or not students? Same way, what is uy? That is equal to u sin theta. That is equal to 10 into sin 37. That is equal to 10 into 3 by 5. So that is equal to 6 meters per second. 6 meters per second. This is 8 meter per second. Okay. So now as you are going in the projectile, okay, which component will always remain constant students? Ux component, u cos theta. This I already told you. Correct or not? This u cos theta component will always remain constant. After some time, let us say here, this is also u cos theta. After some time here, this is also u cos theta. So this is also u cos theta only. Correct or not? Okay. So that means this u cos theta will always remain constant. This one here, this one at any point if you take, the u cos theta will always remain constant. So that means at this point also, this value of Vx also should be equal to u cos theta, which is equal to how much students? Which is equal to u cos theta is 8. So that means the velocity at point A which has got x component value is directly we can tell that 8 meters per second. Okay students, I hope you are understanding. Okay. Now we have to calculate the velocity Vy. Correct or not? Vy. Okay. Now once you calculate Vy, then you can easily calculate what? Velocity, because V is nothing but Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Correct or not? V velocity at that point is Vx already we got. What is Vx? Vx is nothing but u cos theta. It will always remain constant. So 8 meters per second. Now I want Vy. How to get Vy? Equations of motion in y direction. Now depending upon, and anyway I know acceleration due to gravity in y direction, how much is that? Minus g or minus 10 meters per second square. and here acceleration not required, but acceleration in x direction is always 0, correct or not? Okay, so now I want Vy. How to get Vy? I know Uy, I know Ay, I know time also. Time is equal to 1 second. So best equation. What is the best equation, students? V is equal to U plus At in y direction. That means write subscript y. Now I want Vy. So what is Uy? 6 plus what is Ay? Minus 10 into time 1. So 6 minus 10 minus 4. So that means minus 4 meters per second. Minus 4 means it is not at this point, because here Vy is positive, na? So that means I just assumed that point A, that's all. But actually it is minus, means it has crossed the maximum height, correct or not? Until maximum height, the V component, Vy component will have only positive direction. But once it crosses the maximum height, when it is coming back to the ground, at any point if you draw tangent, it will have x component as Vx positive, but y component will be negative. So that means somewhere around here, we don't know at this point. Okay, so therefore now we can write, so that means the velocity after 1 second is not at here, is at somewhere around here. Okay, where at that point velocity, V vector is equal to Vx is how much, students? 8I cap minus 4j cap. This is 8 and this is 4. That is what. This 8 will always remain constant. U cos theta. At any point U cos theta will always remain constant. This I told you. Because of this reason, Ax equal to 0. So therefore this is the velocity, and velocity magnitude is equal to root over 8 square 64 plus 4 square 16. So that is equal to root 80 meters per second. Okay, students. So this is the answer. I hope you understood, students. So I can assume anywhere, doesn't matter, but still what you call according to the final answer we have to take. So that means it is happening at this point. Why? How I am telling that it is happening at this point? Because the velocity Vy component we got negative. Negative will happen only after the projectile crosses its maximum height. Then only what will happen? Vy changes its direction. Until that point Vy will be upwards only. Okay, so therefore this is the answer, root 80 meters per second. Okay, students. So I hope first part is it clear. Time of flight, maximum height, range, direct formula. Whenever you are asked to find out velocity after some time, the standard procedure is just now we have seen. First, that velocity will have two components. They are asking us velocity in the projectile at after some time. Now that velocity at any point on the projectile will have two components, Vx and Vy. Vx directly we can tell from Ux, because Vx is always equal to Ux. Then Vy how to calculate? Apply in the y direction. We know time, so this is the best equation. Vy is equal to Uy plus Ayt, because time they are giving, Ay is anyway standard, and Uy also they are giving. So directly you can use this one. So always remember, students, velocity after some time means it will have two components, Vx is same as Ux, Vy means you apply this equation, Vy equal to Uy plus Ayt. Please note down this as point in as a formula, please remember. Okay, whenever you are writing a formula sheet, please write down, this is the important concept. Okay, now let us go to the third one. Time when it reaches half of maximum height. Okay, they are not asking maximum height, they are asking half of maximum height. Okay, so let us see half of maximum height. Time when it reaches half of maximum height. This is the C part. Time after it reaches half of maximum height. After it reaches half of maximum height means hm by 2. Already we calculated hm. How much is the hm? 9 by 5 meters already we have calculated. So half of it means how much? Half of it means 9 by 5 by 2. So that means how much? 9 by 10. Correct or not? 9 by 10. Okay. So anyway, let us see how to find out. Okay. So these are all very, very important questions. Okay. Let us say this is the projectile. This is projected with u meet u and at an angle of 37 degrees. Okay. Now it is going in a projectile path like this. Okay. Now this is called maximum height. How much is this maximum height? 9 by 5 meters. Okay. Now half of the maximum height means you have to come this side, correct or not? So somewhere around here you will have, okay, like this, or maybe like this, half of maximum height. Okay, this is h max, this is called h max, and this is called as h max by 2, and this is 9 by 10 meters, correct or not? So now they are asking what is the time taken, what is the time taken after it reaches half of maximum height. So now we are asked to find out what is the time taken from, let us say this is O and let us say this is A. So what is the time taken from O to A? Our entire focus is on O to A. How much time it will take? That is what the question is. Okay. So time taken they are asking. Okay, students. So now here, as usual, let us resolve into two directions. One is x direction, another is y direction. X direction right side is positive and y direction upward is positive. Okay. So let us see now. Okay. So first, as usual, these are the standard step, students. Okay. Ux, Ax, okay, and here also Uy, Ay and all. Of course here they gave S distance, okay, but these are standard steps. What is Ux, students? Already we wrote. U is anyway 10, so U 10 meters per second, 10 cos 37, 10 into 4 by 5, that means 8 meters per second. Previously we already done. Uy 6 meters per second, U sin theta. Ax is always 0, Ay is minus 10 meter per second square. Downward, no? Because acceleration will act downward. Okay, now they are asking us to find out time. What is the time? Okay, time. But they gave distance, correct or not? Half of the maximum height. Half of the maximum height means this is the distance. This distance is in which direction, students? This distance is in y direction. So that means Sy they gave as 9 by 10 meters. 9 by 10 meters. Correct or not? Sy they gave as 9 by 10 meters. Okay. Okay, students, I hope you are understanding. If you are not understood, I will tell in another way. If you write the coordinates of this origin as 0, 0, then this coordinates, let's say point A coordinates will be, what is the distance traveled in x? We don't know, some x. But distance traveled in y by the time you reached is 9 by 10. So therefore distance covered in y direction 0 to 9 by 10. So therefore 9 by 10. Now we want what? Time. So I know Sy, I know Ay, I know Uy. So that means what is the best equation? S is equal to Ut plus half times of At square in y direction. That's all. In y direction. And time will be same both in x direction and in y direction. Whether you calculate in x direction or in y direction, time will always remain same. Okay, students. So that is equal to 9 by 10 is equal to, what is Uy? 6t plus, this is the time taken. This is from where to where I am applying? O to A, O to A, O to A, O to A is equal to half times of Ay is minus 10 times of t square. That's all. Okay, so that is equal to 9 by 10 is equal to 60 minus 5t square, or 5t square minus 60 plus 0.9 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. If you solve for the roots, t is equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac, minus 4 5 is 20, 20 into 0.9 18, divided by 2a 10. So that is equal to 6 plus or minus 36 minus 18 18. Under root 18 means 9 2's, that means 3 root 2 divided by 10. So this is the answer. Now you may have doubt that there are two answers, there are two roots. Okay, we got t is equal to 6 plus or minus 3 root 2 plus or minus 3 root 2 by 10. So that means there are two roots. One root is 6 minus 3 root 2 by 10. Root 2 is 1.4. So 3 into 1.4 almost let's say 3.3 or something. 6 minus 3.3 by 3.4 or something. 3.4 by 10 0.3. Okay, next one is t2 is equal to 6 plus 3 root 2 by 10. So here both the roots are possible. Okay, here you may get 3.4 seconds or something. Here 3 into root 3 into 1.4. So 3 into 1.4, 4.2, 4.2 plus 6, 10.2. So that means somewhere around here 1. What do you call? Here how much? 3 into root 2, that is 1.4 into 3, that is 4.2. 6 minus 4.2, that is 1.8. 1.8 by 10, 0.18. Sorry, this is 0.18, something like that you will get. Okay, or approximately maybe 0.2 seconds. And this one is the 3 into 1.4, that is 4.2. 10.2, 10.2 by 10, almost 1.01 seconds or something like that. Okay, so now both are possible here. Generally we get one negative and one positive, so negative we will eliminate because time cannot be negative, but here both are positive. So that means, what does it mean? Why we got two roots? Because it will again travel half of the maximum height on the other side of the maximum height, no? Correct or not? Correct or not, students? Now it will come to, now it will come like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and again there will be a point where it will cross again the half of maximum height. Correct or not, students? Again you will have half of maximum height like this. Okay, so these 2 points will be at same level. Okay, so let us say this point is B. Okay, so the time taken from O to A, this is called as time taken from O to A, because less time, no? And the time taken from O to B, time taken from O to B, this is O to B. Okay, students, time taken from O to B is this one. This is O to A, this is O to B. So this is the time taken from O to B. This time is 1.01 second. Okay, students, I hope you got this one. Okay, so there are two answers for this, because once they didn't tell that what you call time after it reaches half of the maximum height, before only, before it reaches maximum height. No. So therefore we have to tell both answers as correct. Okay, students, so that is a C part. Okay, next, so I hope you students you understood this one, C part. Okay, next, D, the minimum magnitude of velocity. What is the minimum magnitude of velocity? When and where does it happen? Okay, this is a very simple question actually. The minimum magnitude of velocity means throughout the projectile motion, the velocity will have two components. Throughout the projectile motion, the velocity will have two components. Correct or not? Here it will have two components, ux and uy. After some time, if you take like this, it will also have ux and uy. Like that, at every point, ux and uy. Same way, when it is coming down also, ux and uy. Okay, ux and uy. So at every point it will have two components, ux and uy. So now we know the magnitude of velocity v is equal to, at any point, is equal to root over vx square plus vy square. Okay, so at all these points 0, a, b, c, d, at all these points the vy will be there, vx also will be there, so therefore there will be some magnitude. But at one point, let us say this is E, at this point it will have only ux, x component, which is equal to ux. Correct or not? Same as this one. And there is no y component here, vy is 0. So vy is 0 at that point. The velocity at E is equal to root over vx square plus 0. So which means vx only. So that means u cos theta. So therefore the velocity will be minimum at the highest point. So when it will happen? Highest point to reach at t by 2, time of flight by 2. And where does it happen? Exactly at the maximum height. And what is the value? U cos theta. Okay, students, I hope you are clear with this. Next one, E, angle made by the velocity with the horizontal when magnitude is 9 meters per second and also time taken. Okay, now this is a slightly what you call advanced level. Angle made by velocity with horizontal when the magnitude is 9 meters per second. Okay, so I'll solve it in next slide. Okay, now see here, students, this is question is E, what is the angle made by the velocity with the horizontal? What is the angle made by the velocity with the horizontal? Okay, E part. What is the angle made? What is the angle made by velocity with horizontal when its velocity, when its magnitude is 9 meters, when its magnitude is 9 meters per second. Okay, and also find time when it will happen. Okay, students. So now let us see. This is also very good question. Okay, now let us see, students. Suppose let's say you projected with some velocity u equal to 10 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees. So now what will happen? It will follow a projectile path like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay. So now let us say this is the origin. So now as it is following this projectile path, what will happen? At every point the velocity will change or not. This is C, this is let's say D, this is let's say E, and let's say this is F. At every point the velocity will change, correct or not? Okay. At A it will be different. Will it be same as 10? No. At B will it be same as 10? No. At every point the velocity will change, correct? So and even afterwards also, after reaching maximum height also, when it is coming back to D, E also velocity is changing. When it comes to point F, you can tell directly that the velocity magnitude is 10 meters per second with an angle of horizontal 37 degrees. This point I already told you. But in between the velocity keeps on decreasing, correct or not? While going from O to C it is decreasing, and while coming from C to F it is increasing. Okay. So now they are asking what is the angle made by the velocity with the horizontal when its magnitude somewhere, let us say at point B, its magnitude is 9 meters per second. Its magnitude is 9 meters per second. Now it will have two components, correct or not? It will have two components. One is x component and one is y component. Okay, this is called as Vx and this is called as Vy. Okay, so now this angle is, let us say, alpha. This angle is, let us say, alpha. Now, so what is the x component? Just like in vectors we have studied, this is 9, this is alpha. So that means this component will be called as 9 cos alpha, correct or not? Same way Vy is equal to 9 sin alpha, correct or not? Vy is equal to 9 sin alpha. Okay. So now they are asking what is this angle? What is this angle? Okay. So now let us see, as usual we will take x direction, right side as positive, and y direction upward is positive. Okay, student, let us, ux is equal to, already we have studied 10 cos 37, that means 8 meters per second. Ax is equal to 0, uy is equal to how much? 6 meters per second. Ay is equal to minus 10 meters per second. These are standard. Okay. Now anyway, now we want the angle made with by the velocity with the horizontal. Okay, this alpha is what we want. Okay. Now after some time Vx is equal to how much, friends? We got 9 cos alpha. Now this 9 cos alpha will always be equal to this initial x component or not? Initial x component or not? Correct or not? So that means this should be equal to 8. So therefore cos alpha is equal to 8 by 9. Okay, students. So I hope you are understanding. So if you draw a triangle, if this is, let us say, alpha, cos alpha means adjacent, 9 means hypotenuse. So this is the answer for the angle. Alpha equal to cos inverse 8 by 9. This is the answer for the angle. They are asking angle. No? So this is the answer for the angle. Now they are asking at what time it will happen. Time means from 0 to B. 0 to B you are traveling now. Okay. What is the time taken from here to here? O to B. Okay. Is it clear, students? So now whenever you are asked to find out time when velocity is given, I told you in the third problem, correct or not? Third bit. Okay. Because they are asking time. Now we know Uy, Ay and Vy also we can, just now we can get it. Vy is how much, students, from the diagram? From this diagram we can say 9 sin alpha. 9 sin alpha. Now sin alpha how will you get from this triangle? From this triangle, this is what you called 8, this is 9. So that means if you apply, suppose let us say this is some x. Now if you apply what you call Pythagoras theorem, 9 square is equal to x square plus 8 square. So x square is equal to 81 minus 64. So I think you'll get as something around 17. So x is equal to root 17. This side is root 17. Now what is sin alpha? 9 into root 17 divided by 9. Sin alpha is opposite by hypotenuse. Na? So 9 gets cancelled. So that is equal to root 17 meters per second. Okay. Root 17 meters per second. So now I know uy, ay and vy. I need to get time. So I can get it from y direction. So by using the equation vy is equal to uy plus ay into t. So what is vy? Root 17. What is uy? This is positive only I got. That means it is upwards. Uy is 6 plus ay is how much? Minus 10 into t. So therefore 10t is equal to 6 minus root 17, or t is equal to 6 minus root 17 by 10. This is the answer. 6 minus root 17 by 10. For going from O to B, this is from O to B. This equation I am applying from O to B. Please remember, O to B. Okay students, so like that we can easily calculate these parts. So 6 minus root 17 by 10. Okay. Next, last part. Time at which velocity vector will be perpendicular to initial velocity vector. This is a very important, students. F. There is an application of vectors here. Time at which velocity vector will be perpendicular to initial velocity vector. Okay. So time at which the velocity vector will be perpendicular to initial velocity vector. Okay. This is F part. I am writing the question again. Time at which the velocity vector is perpendicular to initial velocity vector. The velocity vector is perpendicular. This is the symbol for perpendicular to initial velocity vector. To initial velocity vector. Okay. So now students, here first understanding this question is very, very important. Okay. So first let us see. Let us say this is the projectile. Okay. Now let us say we projected with this some initial velocity u. Okay. We are at an angle of 37 degrees. Okay. So now what will happen? It will follow a projectile path like this. It will follow a projectile path like this. Okay. So now this is the initial velocity vector. Correct or not, students? Okay. I will draw it here. This one. This is the initial velocity vector. Okay, students. So this is the initial velocity vector. Okay. Now this angle is how much? 37 degrees. Okay. Now students, now what the question they are asking is time at which the velocity vector is perpendicular to the initial velocity vector. Now as the projectile is going like this, suppose let us say let us say it reaches at A, let us say it reaches at B, then C, then D, then E, then F, like this as it is going. Now at every point if you observe carefully, students, the velocity vector, suppose let us say at this point the velocity is like this. This is velocity at B, at A, this is velocity at B, this is velocity at C, tangent na. Then this is the velocity at D, then this is the velocity at A. So like this at every point the velocity is changing. Correct or not? Velocity is changing. Now they are asking at some point first of all the velocity vector is perpendicular to the initial velocity vector. That means suppose let us say if I extend this initial velocity vector like this, if I extend this initial velocity vector like this, I am extending this initial velocity vector. Okay. Now this is the blue color is the initial velocity. Now is this velocity initial velocity vector, this is the initial velocity vector, is it parallel to the velocity vector at A? Is u and va parallel? No. Let us say this velocity at B is Vb. Is u and Vb, sorry, are they perpendicular? Sorry. At A point when the velocity is Va, and at the initial point when the velocity is u, are these two perpendicular? This u and v are perpendicular. Perpendicular means the angle between them should be 90 degrees. If suppose let us say if this is u and this is some v, then these two are said to be perpendicular. Are the angles between these two, is the angle between u and v is 90? No. Is the angle between u and b is 90? No. Is the angle between u and c is 90? No. Why? Because if you extend it back, it is not 90, na? The angle here is not 90. The angle here is not 90, na? Correct or not? So that means these two velocities are not perpendicular. Okay. So same way, now is the velocity at d perpendicular? Let us see. Is the velocity at d perpendicular? There may be possible, or understood. Of course, definitely it may not be there, but at some point, that means after it travels the maximum height, after it crosses the maximum height, there will be one point where the velocity vector will be, now if you extend that vector, that vector will make an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, students, I am not saying exactly at D, I am just giving an example. Okay, at D or at E, anywhere between C and F it can be possible. Okay, so therefore at one point, okay, at one point if you draw a vector like this, okay students, it is not like that, but otherwise you take at E. So if you draw like this, then at this point if you see carefully, these two are at 90 degrees. These two are at 90 degrees. Okay, I will just erase this portion. Okay, so these two are at 90 degrees. These two are at now 90 degrees. Now you see initial velocity vector is in this direction. The velocity at E vector is this direction. Now when you extend these two are at 90 degrees. Okay, so that means now our aim is to find out what is the time taken for the body to travel from O to E. Now this is our point of interest. Now this is our region. Understood? So O to E. Is it clear, students? Now what is the time taken from O to E? That is what we have to calculate. Okay. So as usual, first what we'll do in x direction. Here one important point is that from vectors we know if two vectors are perpendicular, let us say u and v, then dot product of those two vectors must be equal to 0. Correct or not, students? The dot product of these two vectors must be equal to 0. This is the concept we are going to apply now here. If two vectors u and v are perpendicular to each other, dot product of those two vectors are 0. So now here we just now saw that the initial velocity and the velocity at E are perpendicular at some point. Okay. So now write down the vector form. U vector is equal to ux I cap plus uy j cap. Correct or not? So that means u vector is equal to, what is ux? Already we have calculated. I think 8i cap plus 6j cap. So this vector we wrote. Now next, how to write v vector? V vector means at point E. Okay, v vector. Now this v vector also is nothing but vx I cap plus vy j cap. Okay, where this will have its x component and y component. This will have x component and y component. Correct or not? This is called as vx. This is called as vy. Okay. Now always remember the x component will always remain constant. Na? So that means this is same as this x component. This initial velocity, x component of initial velocity is what? 8. So that means this is anyway 8. Now I don't know this one. So let us say I assume it as y. So I can write this as 8i cap minus some y I am assuming. Okay. Some or I'll write it as vy. Keep it as vy only. Let us say keep it as vy. So vy j cap. So I have two vectors, vector u, vector e. Now these two vectors are perpendicular, means u vector u dot ve must be equal to 0. So that means this implies 8i cap plus 6j cap dot of 8i cap minus vy j cap. So that is equal to, should be equal to 0. So 8 8s are 64 plus minus 6 Vy. Minus 6 Vy is equal to 0. Okay, so that implies 6 Vy is equal to 64, or Vy is equal to 64 by 6 meters per second. Okay, so that means I got this one as 64 by 6 meters per second. Okay, anyway, is this my aim to calculate this one? No, my aim is to calculate time. What is the time taken from O to E? What is the time taken from O to E? So for that I need to again do what? Two dimensions, x and y. In x direction I know ux is equal to 8, ax is equal to 0. In y direction I know uy is equal to 6, ay is equal to minus 10. Now I need to calculate time, correct or not, students? So that means if I use the equation, generally for time we use the equation v is equal to u plus at. I cannot apply this equation in x direction, because if I write in x direction, then ax is anyway 0, na? That means vx is always equal to ux, that anyway we know. So that means I have to apply this equation only in y direction. Vy is equal to uy into ayt. So Vy, we just now I calculated. Now you must have understood that why I have used this vector concept to calculate Vy. Okay, so Vy is equal to 64 by 6. Okay, and uy you know, ay you know, so therefore 64 by 6 is equal to, okay, but here this you have to substitute in what you call negative direction, correct or not, students? Because we took upward as positive, na? So therefore minus 64 by 6 is equal to uy. What is uy, students? Uy is 6 minus 10 times of t. So this implies 10t is equal to 6 plus 64 by 6. So 6 6 are 36. Okay, so that means 36, 100 by 6, 100 by 6. 10t equal to 100 by 6 means 10 tenths. So that means t is equal to, finally t is equal to 10 by 6 or 5 by 3 second. So this is the answer, students. This is the final answer. After time t equal to, the time taken from O2 is 5 by 3 seconds. 5 by 3 seconds. Okay. So actually I think we should start from here. First, as soon as the problem is given, you can write x and y, and then we need Vy. So to calculate Vy, I think we have to use this vectors concept. Okay. But first you should understand that one, so that what is the meaning of this question? Time at which the velocity vector is perpendicular to the initial velocity vector. Okay, so I hope, students, you understood this one. So in one problem I have covered all the models. Okay, so if you can understand this one single problem where I have covered A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 problems I have covered. Okay, so 6 problems if you can understand, then you can easily what you call solve any type of problem. When time, how to find out velocity when time is given, how to find out when what you call angle, or how to find out time when height is given, like third one. So like that, each and every question you can easily solve. Just you have to visualize the problem. Okay, what is given, what is asked, what is what are the formulas we have. If you can able to understand that one, then it will be very very easy. This chapter is not difficult, but very very interesting actually, provided if you understand these concepts and the initial what you call formulas I told you, the range, the maximum height, time of flight, and understanding how they are derived. That is also very important, students. Okay, please remember, please don't just by heart the formulas just what you call just for the sake of by hearting. Just understand how they are obtained. Time of flight means we made sy as 0, the displacement in y direction is 0. Same way, maximum height means velocity Vy equal to 0. We use that what you call relation such that we can apply it in v square minus u square equal to 2s. That's how we got maximum height. And same way, range, how we got range is obtained by using the equation s equal to ut plus half at square in x direction. So like that, simultaneously when you are remembering the formulas, you should also know how we have derived those formulas. It is very 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 important. Okay, especially in mains they generally ask what you call based on formulas and some little bit concepts, but in definitely in advanced you have to know the procedure by which we derived those expressions. Okay, if you don't know, then it's very very difficult. Okay, for mains and for NEET and all, just knowing the formulas and little bit you should know. There also you should know. It is not that for mains and NEET also it is not required. It is required. You should know how that formula is obtained, how which concept we applied and all. Okay, so for today that's all, students. In the next class I may solve some more problems on this. So until then, thank you very much.